was growing up, I often wondered what sort of person she'd marry. You know, and I thought, she's growing up to be a footballer, or a male model, or a DJ, or an estate agent, you know, some norm. Then I heard that she'd gone over to teacher. You know, and in your head, you have in your mind this is a teacher. You know, very smart, tied and that, probably short back and side parting, say, you know. And Cato used to work for him, he was a big lump, very small brain. He first saw Katie and Sam, and he came in on Monday morning. He said, yeah, I seen Kate down the pub. I said, all right. He said, yeah, she's got a new boyfriend, isn't she? Oh, yeah, I have heard she had a boyfriend. Yeah, he looked a bit like Gruffalo. He said, yeah, he didn't like it when I said that. Oh, yeah. You told him that then? Yeah, he didn't like that. So I thought, well, he's never met me, but he's met someone that works with me who's already taken the mick out of him. You know, but anyway, he was obviously, you know, 3 past drunk and all the rest of that, so I didn't pay a lot of attention. Then about a week and a half later, Katie walked round Sam, you know, and I'll be honest with you, I've underestimated Kate. Anyway, moving on from that. When I heard they were getting married and that, I thought, oh, I'm going to buy that girl the dress. So I rang her up, I said, as the father of the bride, I said, I'd like to buy your dress. And she said, I've been on. I've been on. So me and Sophie and Kate, we went up there, and she tried on numerous. Numerous these dresses, but I mean, I don't know if it's a father's eye, but everyone she tried on are absolutely gorgeous. But me and Sophie, we had one we particularly, I didn't say nothing, and that was the one she actually finally chose. All I will say is, Katie, look after that dress, because I am not buying your next one. People said I'd be a little bit nervous when I worked down that aisle. And I must admit, there was thoughts went through my head. Mainly, one guy fought a girl. I'm going to run out there all night. All I'm going to say is that Sophie couldn't make it today, as we know. But she did say one thing to me, and that was that Katie had made Sam, her little boy, complete. And I said, touche there. I said, because Katie is a far better, nicer person. Now she's with Sam. So just bear that in mind. Stick together for life, because no one else can stick you.
Next week we have together for the group, Sam!
I've written some things down. Good. Because otherwise I'll forget stuff. The first thing I've been told that I need to include is the thank yous. So firstly, Dad, thank you very much for being generally an amazing man, because if you weren't here, I would have no bikes. And I would be in a pickle. Thank you, Julie. I've got here an arrow and then stuff. Thank you for your contribution to my life, my happiness, and general guff around happiness and love and wonder. How's that?
I'm Katie.
Thanks, Julie. Have some flies. Andy and Tina. Much the same. Thank you. Andy and Tina are responsible for Katie and I now becoming absolute wine knobs, and that we know all of the words like legs and nose. And we've had lots of wine since, and the wine that you've drunk, some of you, is really delicious.
It's delicious.
Thanks to them.
Yeah.
So thank you very much.
Thank you.
And everything else. And yeah. Thanks, Tina. most important one that I've been practicing for a long, long time. Don't the bridesmaids look lovely? I've been given two choices. I can either ask you to come here, or I can go to you.
No, they come here.
You come here. So, in order of best bridesmaiding. Vicky, Beth, Millie, Lucy, Emily, and Hayley. Thanks, guys. Without you, the bunting wouldn't have been done. And the napkins. I'm in the dead spot now, Next! That was compliments. Oh, anyone else who helped? Loads of people. You did loads of stuff. Thanks very much. Appreciate it. Bridesmaids. Doesn't my wife look lovely? Ravishing and delightful, my Mrs. Gibbons in all my life. You look gorgeous. A couple of people who aren't here is Grandad Thacker and Nanny Thacker now, and Nanny Gibbons as well. Gio and Gio, who are in Japan, who were going to come, but they haven't come because they're a man and a woman, George and Georgia, and Dr. George Nee, is doing all sorts of weird sciencey stuff in Japan. So they're not here. Don't worry about clapping then. Obviously Mum isn't here as well, but that's mentioned already. So, how we met. It was a stormy 29th of December, and we had just been to visit the Holdens in, it might have been East Bay. It's quite a while ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, East Bay.
And Paul and Bonnie and I drove back, and because Nicole, Hayley's sister Nicole, was in a really grotty, dingy club, we went in to say hello as well. And as I walked in, I saw out the corner of my eye, Vicky was there. And Vicky, sitting in a very small, dark, grotty booth, had a small lady with her who had a massive fringe that obscured lots of you. And the long and the short of it is, obviously we're partial to a small amount of tattooing, and on Katie's ribs. No.
I don't
Katie's got a huge swastika. She's got a swallow tattooed on her ribs, and she did this to make it flat for me. And that's when I knew, ladies.
You right, Andy? I'm going on the beer now.
Throughout our some years together, almost 4 I think, Mum gave us some key pieces of advice. One of them, some say the most important one, was that get ready. This is a zinger for life. When you are brushing your teeth, make sure that you spit the toothpaste in the centre of the plug hole. Isn't that right?
Nearly down the plug
Spit
hole.
neatly down the plug hole. That was her key bit of advice. The second bit was, if you have an argument with someone you love or someone you live with, you should never leave still in the argument. So you should try and sort it out before you go anywhere or before you go to bed.
Quite
So I thought I would tell you briefly about our biggest and worst argument. And what I'd like you to do is put your hands up if you agree with me. We went out shooting, got some rabbits. I made a delicious rabbit stew. It was in the freezer, it cooked up lovely, it sat in the pot for a while. We needed to get rid of it. Very watery. What do?
Flush it.
Down the toilet.
Thank you! Hands up and flush it down the toilet, please.
Flush it.
I don't know what the other option was. Bin. Liquid. No.
Next time let her carry the bin bag out.
Force feed it. Yeah, so we had a blazing round, the biggest one we've ever had, and I think we decided to compromise in the end, where I did what Katie wanted. It's a far easier life to just do what Katie says, and I quite enjoy that really, because I can be